Welcome back to the Spirit of the Cosmos. My name is Shane, and I give people something to think about. Today's video is about backdrop people, the theory behind it, the observations that I've made, and what exactly does it mean for all of us living within this reality. So let's get started. Where does the backdrop people theory come from? Well, it started with Dolores Cannon from her QHHT, I think stands for Quantum Healing Hypnosis Therapy, or something like that. I've read the material, I've read a lot of it. It is interesting. Basically, dozens and dozens of people under very heavy spiritual hypnosis stated the same thing, that a lot of the people we see in large crowds and when we go out and about are simply not real. They're not there. They are there only to be a visual representation, to add depth and add population to our reality. These are non-interactive people. They are like in a video game. When you're playing the game, you don't really notice the background detail, but it's there to add a sense of depth. I didn't resonate with this theory at all because the thought of that is sort of spooky. It sort of just rubs me the wrong way. But then I started making some observations over many years. One of the observations I've noticed is patterns of people. When I'm out shopping, I notice people doing repetitive things. Like for instance, at a grocery store the other day, I walked by a lady who was at an end cap to an aisle, and she was holding a product and looking at it. And I looked at her and she looked at me, but there was no interaction. Well, about 10 minutes later, I came back to the same area, and the lady was doing the same exact thing, holding a product, and looked at me and I looked at her. I said hello to her that time, and she looked back down at the product. Zero interaction. It was spooky, but that's one of dozens of times I've noticed this while out and about. Also, while driving, I'm noticing cars around me. I'm always observing. I'm driving, and all of a sudden the cars I've just noticed are no longer there. I take it as whatever, I got things to do, and worrying about this stuff is not one of them. But what does it mean really? And we're going to go over that. What does it mean if the backdrop people theory is real? We're going to look at both sides of it, because you need to look at both sides of things if you cannot prove yes or no to the said topic. So the question comes into play, are these people real? I say yes. Even though the backdrop theory is interesting and all, it really is going to take a lot more than my observations of people and behavioral patterns in order to make a judgment on it, because it really doesn't ultimately matter anyway. I have a few theories of why we are experiencing such as backdrop people, which I've gone over, to add detail to the background, to add a sense of depth within the 3D holographic matrix. But there's a few things that bother me. Number one, I don't like the term matrix. I don't believe we live within a matrix. You may call it that all you want, but this place is as real as it gets. If I go over and punch that tree, I'm not going to say, well, this tree is just part of the matrix, and punch it. No, I'll hit it and hurt my fist. That's real. Anything you experience is real, and it should be respected as such. But if backdrop people really do exist, if they really are holographic fill-ins in order to add depth to our environment, does it really matter? And ultimately I have to say no, because you can't prove it anyway. You have to treat everyone around you as a conscious soul, a loving conscious soul that is on their own spiritual journey. Embrace people's uniqueness and beauty, even if they may not be real ultimately. I guess we'll find out in the afterlife. But treat everyone as you would be treated. All major religions teach this. Real or not, what is real? What's real to me might not even be real to you. But we're all here. This is a very real reality. And if backdrop people do exist, well, you don't have to worry about them. Just treat them as you would treat anyone else, if you even interact with them. But on the flip side of things, I have a theory as to why the backdrop people theory is coming out and why so many people are starting to notice this. You see, change happens from within. The power is within us, light workers. We are noticing things that others are not, whether they don't want to or whether they deny it. We don't. We accept the fact that everything around us is not as true and real as it appears to be. So backdrop people are being noticed. The theories coming out, people are talking about it. The observations I've shared, others have them too. I've talked to people who have noticed the same similarities. My theory as to why this is happening is because, light workers, we're doing our job. We're bringing change. We're planting seeds of thoughts in people's heads. We're getting people to open their eyes to the world around them so that we can make reality better for all of us. The Matrix, which I don't like that term, but I'm just using it for simplicity's sake. The Matrix is beginning to glitch and fall around us. It's failing because too many people are observing now, observing the realities around them instead of participating. That's what light workers do. We are system breakers. We take systems of reality and things around us and we question it. So more people start questioning it. And it builds and builds and builds until you now have too many people observing a reality versus participating in it. And that's how you bring such systems down. It can't keep up, basically. The computer, the quantum machine, the giant AI, divine energies, whatever controls and creates the reality around us is not keeping up with our observations. We are system breakers. That's awesome. That's an awesome, awesome feeling. So with that, I'm not going to continue to repeat myself. There really is just not enough information for us to make a conclusive decision whether backdrop people exist or not. So you look at it from both sides until you can prove it. Is it nice to have a background fill-in order for us to sense and have a more in-depth reality that we participate and observe in? Yes. Are these people real? I'm not sure. I assume they are, and I want to assume they are. Do they have souls? Are they conscious? Everything has consciousness. Fake or not, real or not, if it's created and sensed by something else, it is real in its own way. It might not be a way you realize or recognize, but it is. And does it matter? No. You take what you sense all around you and you form your reality. Make the best of it. Stay positive. If the backdrop people theory is correct, and a lot of the people we see when we're out and about, the non-interactive people, are not real, take it as such. Be flattered that all these people would be around you, the observer, just to make you feel like, hey, I live in a beautiful world with lots of beautiful people. But if they are real people, then treat them as such. Even if they're not real, treat them as such. Treat everyone you see, whether you believe they're real or not, with a level of consciousness and a level of soul that you would want back. The matrix around us is starting to dematerialize. It is falling apart. It can no longer keep up. And in place of it is going to be a world of truth, peace, and true utopia. So stay positive. Don't let these theories, these backdrop people theories, get you down or make you feel like something's not right because you're here. Don't participate in it. Be an observer. Watch your reality change when you remain neutral with everything. When you remain an observer. Someone who says, I'm not participating in this. I'm going to be neutral and just watch it unfold in front of me. But stay positive. Positivity fixes everything. It makes you healthier. It makes everything around you healthier because you're constantly sending out positive vibes and positive energies. I already feel better just thinking about it. So with that, something to think about. Backdrop people. It doesn't really matter. Change is coming. A beautiful world, beautiful utopia is ahead for humanity. The golden path is ahead for us. Us light workers are paving the way. But stay a unique and beautiful person because you are a unique and beautiful person. Stay real to yourself Be an observer, be neutral, radiate out positivity. Don't let things bother you inside, because they're not meant to. Everything is real. Fake or not, everything is real, and as real as you want it to be, and as positive as you want it to be. Thank you for watching The Spirit of the Cosmos. Please leave me a comment down below. What do you think about the backdrop people theory? What have you experienced? What have you observed? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you believe backdrop people are real? Are they not real? What kind of reality do we truly live in? Tell me what you think. Give me a like. Thank you for watching. I love each and every one of you. Have a great and fantastic day.